Hi, Orange Girl here with another scrapbooking process video for you. I am working with the Hipster Holiday Clique Kit today, and I am working on another spread in my December daily. I am primarily using this kit for my whole book. So this is a picture of my daughter, and then this is a picture of my daughter and her father, my one true love. And this will be days 7 and 8. And I know I'm going to use those pictures, and I've typed up my stories. But other than that, I haven't made a ton of decisions, except I do want to go ahead and put, I think, my journaling on the back of day 6 tag where I journaled and stuck that in there. So I think the day 7 journaling will go on there. I haven't glued it down yet because I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure that that's what I'm going to do. And so I'm trying to decide between two different pattern papers for the left side. And I will let you know that I did have some problems creating this layout today. I don't know, I'm not sure what it was, but I was just having a hard time making decisions between those two papers. And then that kind of messed with getting other things done too, like where to put journaling and all those sorts of things. So what I've been trying to do as I've been working on my December dailies is I've been doing one page per day. So 7 on one side, 8 on the other side, as much as possible. But one thing I'm wanting to do is try to unify the 2 days in some way with colors or pattern papers and such. And so if I change the left side, then I have to change the right side. Does that make sense? So since I'm trying to do that, and I do end up doing that, and it ends up looking great. I love the final layout here, but it takes me a while to get there. So you're going to get to see my process of decision making as I go. I left most of it in. I sped up one little part here coming up because none of it makes the cut really. So this is from it says Joy, and it is from the chipboard stickers that come in the Hipster Holiday Kit. And if you've been watching my videos, you'll know, especially if you watch the first day, my title page that I made for this book, I'm focusing on joy this season, and I'm trying to find joy in the everyday to get myself through the Christmas season. When you're watching this, Christmas will be over, but we lost my father this year, and so it's been kind of an interesting season from Thanksgiving to Christmas. And so anyway, so I'm focusing on joy. So these 2 pages really do focus on joy. What I'm doing here is I thought, oh, maybe if I use some of that paper over on the other side, it'll unify the 2 pages. I could make a tag and put it in there for my journaling. Those are the things that are kind of going through my mind as I am flashing this paper in front of you. That right there is my journaling, and I haven't cut it up yet, but I'm thinking I will probably put it on a tag. I've used quite a few tags this year in my December daily, and I really like how it has worked out. So, okay, so I ended up switching this back to the dark green paper, and then I thought if I use the dark green tag that matches the pattern paper on the left, that would add a little bit of that to the right. Plus I was thinking that green wreath kind of added something over to the right, and I like the 8 in the circle element. That part made me happy. Then I found these. I'd forgotten even that these were in the kit. I haven't used these yet, I don't think. And it says joy on it, which is awesome. And then I put love on the other side. But as I'm doing this, you'll notice that things are getting lost in the background paper. So I am still very not happy. I love these gold elements, and they end up making the page, most of them, but I end up changing it again. So in a few seconds here, you're going to see me switch. Well, it'll be a little bit yet before I actually give up on this, but I love all of these gold elements, and I love the basic design of kind of having things go down the middle on that left side, and then putting the photo a little lower on the right side, and trying to tie the two together. But what I don't like about this as I'm going is I feel like you can't read anything. Everything's getting lost in the background paper. And so I end up changing that up here in a few minutes. While we're waiting, I'll tell you a little bit about the story here. So on the left side, that's day 7, is a picture of Bee, and she is looking through a guitar that is clear. Her and her dad were downstairs, and she gets silly sometimes. So here's the journaling that is on the tag. It says, Bee calls this the naked guitar because it is clear. It's always been one of her favorites. Today she was in a particularly good mood after practicing piano, and this photo happened. She can be so silly, and she is almost always entertaining. Her name means she who makes happy, and that's pretty accurate. And so that leads to me using joy a lot on this page because I was finding joy in her and in the everyday. So now I've switched back to that pink and red paper, and I do stick with it now. So I sped up that last part because pretty much everything that I did there ends up not making the cut. So now I have to find a way to unify the two sides. So I thought, well, maybe instead of the wreath, I'll stick with a circle element. And I used my 2-inch punch to create a space for that 8. And then I thought maybe I would add some more circle elements, but I end up changing that out a little bit. I find this guy, which is that same pattern paper as the paper that I almost used on the left, and it's also the same as the tag that's on the right that I was thinking about putting my journaling on. So I like that also because it says joy on it in gold. And so I thought, ooh, I'm going to go back to the word joy and add that. And now it's really starting to look like it's going to look in the end. I moved that love off of there because you couldn't read it anyway, and I'm going to add joy there. I went ahead and I used my circle punch to use that pattern paper that I was going to use on the left, and I made a circle punch so that now I have kind of 3 pieces of that same pattern paper. One behind the 8. I have that chipboard from the chipboard piece that says joy on it that will go on the left, and then the tag. And then I used my 2-inch punch, or 3-inch, excuse me, to create another circle, and I was like, whoa, that's way too big. And I, of course, don't have a 2.5 punch, but I do have another way, and I do end up off camera cutting a circle that is 2.5 inches. It's an old Creative Memories I don't know what you want to call it, but you can create circles with it. It comes with blades and different things, and you can make all different kinds of circles. So I end up doing that off camera, and you'll see that show up here in a second. So I'm liking this a lot more now, and I'm kind of able to stick with the joy, the idea of joy, and so I'm going to start gluing some more things down here. So my journaling on the right side is, the picture is of my daughter with her ukulele and her father, my one true love, with the guitar, and the two of them are playing together. And this has only happened, this is a recent occurrence, and I am loving it. She's getting more accomplished and more confident on the ukulele, and so they're able to start to play some things together, and it is definitely one of my favorite things. And definitely joyful. So I snapped this picture one day, and it happened to be on day 8. And so this is my journaling. It says, the last few months have been full of ukulele playing. I am loving how much Bee has attacked this instrument with all of her enthusiasm and talent. Even better, this happens now. I love watching her jam with her daddy. This shared love of music is an amazing gift to our family. #Mary Mary. And so that then goes behind the photo in that glassine bag. So now I'm feeling much more happy with all of the gold elements and the idea of carrying joy throughout the 2 pages. So I end up, I know I'm going to stick down that other chipboard, and I keep kind of putting it back, but not sticking it down because I don't want it to stick yet because I don't have things glued down. I found on the also in the kit there are the what are those things called? Puffy stickers. Thank you. And the puffy stickers have joy on them, And so I grabbed that in black and white, which matches that other page. So that's bringing that element over to the left side. And I put it by the 7, and then there's joy by the 8 as well. So now I'm gluing that down, and I have decided this thing is crooked. And so I mess with it several times, but I have decided that I might use, I thought about wrapping the picture with that black twine, black and white twine, that right there. And then I end up deciding against that. And so I decide to use it as my tag here. And I like it. It's okay. And I end up putting it also, I knew I wanted to put the same thing on the ornament that's on the left side. And I end up putting it in and then changing it because I like it, but I decided I grabbed from my stash instead just some red embroidery floss, and I end up putting that in just a second. You'll see that change. I just wanted another pop of red, and to be honest, mainly because I have that red at the top. The tag has the red and white polka dot on it, and I just felt like I needed another pop of red in a couple places, and so this worked out perfect. I end up adding some tangled thread that adds to that whole idea as well. So I think I've glued most everything down at this point except for my number 8, I think, but I'm not sure. And so now is the time to start just the final parts, just the gluing and then adding some tangled thread and a few little embellishments, but not much. In fact, I think there's hardly anything else that I add except for a little stitching and I think some puffy hearts or something. So now, let's see. So if you've been following my journey here with the December daily, I know Christmas is over, but I am not finished. I'm a little bit further than day 7 and 8, but I will continue to post my videos, but I'm not going to use it for any of my design team assignments because I feel like people are probably kind of done with Christmas now that Christmas is over. But I am going to go ahead and finish it out. My hope is that I will actually finish the whole thing this year. I don't always do that. So off camera there, I'm showing you I did a little messy stitch right above the photo on the left and below the photo on the right page. And then I also typed up with my typewriter the words "you are," and you'll be able to see this in the close-ups. "You are," and I'm putting that above the word "joy" on the day 7 side. And then I typed up the words "this is," and I'm going to put it above the word "joy" on day 8. And I just did that because I thought it's just another way, it says "you are joy," which with that silly picture of her, and then "this is joy," showing the two of them playing guitar together. So then I'm going to add some tangled thread right there behind that ornament, that chipboard ornament that I'm going to put on here. Finally glue that down. I'm going to add a little bit of red thread, I think, on the other side as well to kind of unify that a little bit. And then glue down my picture and I'm done. Oh, I do add a little bit of pattern paper behind my picture because I still, I do have a little bit of that pattern paper behind the 8. That is the pink. That is the same as the left side. But I wanted to add just a little bit more. So I still have a bunch of scraps left of that paper. And so I end up using that here in a second. There it is right there. To add just a little bit behind the photograph there. Here we go, that's where it is. And it doesn't go around the whole thing, just kind of on the one half. And then I'm finished. So like I said, as the close-ups come up here pretty soon, I am going to continue with my December daily series and I will continue posting the videos as long as I'm working on it. And I will keep them in this album. What's it called on YouTube? The whole series. I don't remember what it's called, but I will put them in the same folder. That's not what it's called either. Oh my goodness, my words. Anyway, I haven't had enough coffee yet this morning. So I will end up putting them all in the same album there so that you can just look through. I'm adding 2 puffy hearts and that is the end of my layout there. Here come the close-ups, And I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you get some inspiration from it. I would love, if you have any questions about anything, please just leave it in the comments below, and I would love to answer those for you. And I will see you in my next video. Here come the close-ups. There's day 7, and that's what that looks like. And then here comes day 8, and a close-up of the 8, so you can see this is Joy. And then the full spread is coming up here. Thanks a lot, and I will see you in my next video.